Fast Forward Productions. The women are speaking.
In this day and age, humanity is the best marketing, not transitions, not which mic you used, not how your hair looks, not what audio is trending. Truly what works the best is human connection, being vulnerable, being honest. Hi guys, welcome back to The Unfiltered Entrepreneur. I know that today is going to be an episode you guys want, and that's because I keep hearing the same thing. I don't know why, but I think when we think about short form video content, which is quite a mouthful, I think that we tend to think about dancing on TikTok, which is such an antiquated reference. There's not even a lot of dancing on TikTok anymore. It's so much education. It's just like unbuttoned, raw, real content. And I'm going to be totally honest. I am on Instagram for marketing and I'm on TikTok for fun. It is just my favorite social media app. And I hope that we don't get rid of it because I love it so much. That's fine. My point is, in this day and age, with the algorithm built the way that it is on Instagram, if you want to reach more people in one swoop, you've got to be making video. And now I don't want you to produce video. I don't need you to hire a videographer. I don't need you to lose weight or get the right outfit or make yourself look great. I mean, I look like, I straightened my hair yesterday and this is what we're dealing with. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to get you to do anything crazy here. I want you to set up your video and record you typing on the laptop and put text over it. Nothing. It should take seconds. That's what I want from you. We have such a mental block against it, don't we? Right? It's really tough. So I wanted to give you some ideas and ways that you can use short form video that I find are really interesting and pretty easy to create, just in case you needed some ideas. The first one is my favorite one, which is case studies with a green screen. Now, before we dive into these different ways to create, if you've never made a reel before, okay, what I want you to do is take time not to create video content, but to make placeholder test content just to learn where the buttons are. Otherwise, you're going to get dolled up or you're going to make a script or whatever you're going to do to make yourself feel confident. And then you're going to say, what button do I push? So create a test day first and foremost, just to learn where the buttons are, then come back and create some content. One of the biggest trends that I see, and one of the things that I think is much easier to create than we think, is case studies using a green screen. This is my personal favorite to create, but also to consume. And the best thing is that you just go screenshot something that you want to talk about or that you like. You find the green screen filter on Instagram, and then you pop up the video. It will say add media. You click add media, you add the picture, and now it's green screen where you're standing in front of it. You can point to the screen and talk about what something means. You can move or hide something depending on what it is. It's a really great way to say something like, here are 5 things that I think Aritzia is doing really great with their packaging. Or here's 3 brands that I think have really leveraged brand identity for stronger messaging and stronger positioning. That way you can really showcase and show them what you're talking about through green screen. Super easy, massively impactful way to get on Reels easily. Another thing that I really love is a 3 to 5 step process where you really want to go into those steps. So maybe this is 3 things I want you to consider when you are rebranding a successful business. 1, 2, 3. Now you can put all 3 in one video and that's one video. The other thing that you could do and that I would recommend you do is then also break up those 3 separately and make 3 separate videos. Go to my next video for part 2. Go to my next video for part 3. That way you have one video of the condensed version, one video of step 1, one video of step 2, one video of step 3. That's a week of reels right there with just one idea. Super easy to create. And if you're like, Ashley, that feels too easy. Is that cheap? No, social media is so easy when you get down to brass tacks. It's truly just posting consistency. The impact is not in the singular post. The impact is in the amount of posts. The next one that I really like to lean on whenever I see people in a rut with Reels and they need some sort of jolt into trying something new, I go from this to this. You could do this in multiple ways. So maybe you show all of the rebrands that you've done. Maybe you've shown photo shoots someone had before you, photo shoots after you. Maybe this is a joke or a meme where you show go from this to this and it's like before and after I hire an accountant. But you could also do this with one particular thing where you could say, I want you to go from this kind of feed to this kind of feed. And let's dive into how. You could also just make it silly, make it 8 seconds and say, you could go from this to this, or this to this, or this to this. And boom, that's the end of it. So that's another really great way. I call it this or that. Another one that I really love to talk about has a strong hook. And the hook is, did you know that you can actually ... What would you put in there as your content? Did you know that you can actually feel more respect from your clients if you're positioning yourself accurately? Did you know that you actually don't have to be doing XYZ like everyone tells you? Did you know that you will see a 20% ROI on XYZ if you try ABC? Use that next time you also find yourself in a glitch. You can use that every single reel, by the way. Make it easier. Work smarter, not harder. And then the last one that I really love is shooting B-roll and putting a tip on top of it on the screen, writing a tip out. And what I mean by a tip is just like a piece of advice. And what do I mean by B-roll? If I take my phone and I set it up right here and I just get a video of me typing things out, then I take that video and maybe I write on top of it an inspirational quote. Or maybe I share, by the way, XYZ is up 15% this year versus last year. It's not too late to get started. DM me for how. The thing is, I'm not going to sit here to talk to you about trends or like ways to make it more massive or ways to like change your life with short form video. I have more of those tips coming on Wednesday with our guest expert this week, and you're going to love her. But if you have not gotten started, don't worry about things like hashtags. Don't worry about making a scheduling calendar. Don't worry about building out content in advance or trending audio. The thing is, if you scroll for just 2 seconds while looking at reels, you'll see one trend or one audio used over and over and over. Try that one first. Or do what I do, open up reels, click the first sound and see what you can make with it, because almost everything can be adapted to you. I don't really care to strategize something for you unless you already have built the momentum. It's really hard to build momentum, but it's typically all mindset. So once you get into the mindset of I'm going to build momentum, that's when I want you to come to me and say, I built this momentum. What do I do with the data? And together we will strategize it. The other thing I want you to think about is making 20 videos this month, 8 seconds or less. I don't want you to change the world. I don't want them to be impactful, because I know that's a word that really gets people stuck. Well, it's not going to be important content. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if you post a video and on top of it you say, I hope you have a really great day. And you remember that all of the work that you're doing is amazing. That's it. Take it. I don't care. You could do exactly that one. Is that particularly going to change anybody's life? No, but it contributes to your brand. It keeps the machine going. You have to remember that when people are paying attention to social media, they're half paying attention. I don't want you to create something perfect and pour over it unless your job is to be a content creator and you want to do this as your full-time role. Otherwise, you're never going to do it, and it works. There's a reason people talk about it. It's because it works. You got to learn how to play the game or you get rocked by it. That's just the truth. Now, really quick aside, if you do not want to be on social media, that is fine, but I would definitely learn how to pitch. And the reason why I say you have to learn how to pitch is because people have to know you exist in order to pay you. And you might say, oh, well, I make so much money from my referrals, I'm fine. Okay, so if they dry up, then what? You fucked? Because if so, I want you to be the person who can proactively go build a business, proactively go build a client roster, proactively get ahead of making sure that you have a healthy stream of leads coming your way. If you don't try to learn how to pitch, you will have to be on social media. You have to get in front of people. Now, I'm always going to be more interested in using social media as my marketing, because instead of sending 100 pitches, I can post something on Instagram and get 100 eyes on it in one image or in one video. What's interesting is that we don't like reels that only have 100 videos because it should have 100,000 videos. But it's so hard to send 100 pitches. So when you see a number on your reels, 87, 55, 23, imagine sending 23 pitches, because that's what you just did. You sent 55, you sent 87. However many people saw it, that's how many people now know that you exist. Keep it going. Give them 3 more pieces of content so that you continue that nurture sequence. And then finally, the last thing I want to leave you with is that I do not want you to become an over editor, not at the beginning, not until you've built momentum from natural, organic creation. If you're overthinking, if you're stuck in perfectionism, we don't want it. You can't be the person who says, I don't want things super curated. I want to see the vulnerability. I want to see the realness, and then also not do anything unless it's perfect. Because in this day and age, what works is honest connection. And imagine if someone came to you and said, hey, I really want to have a conversation with you. I want to have like a heart to heart about something that's like been really bugging me and I need your help. You said, yeah, let's go sit on the couch. Let's chat. And then they brought up a piece of paper and they said, here's some things that I want to talk about. And you have to answer in a specific way, or you have to do this, or this has to happen, or I can't say this, or I'm tripping over my words. You'd probably say, hey, it's just me. We can just talk. You can just share with me. And that's how I want you to feel about Instagram. In this day and age, humanity is the best marketing, not transitions, not which mic you used, not how your hair looks, not what audio is trending. Truly what works the best is human connection, being vulnerable, being honest. And what's so interesting to me is I know this to be true because I have clients who use trending audio and they post at the right time and they look super coiffed and they edit these videos together and they're so incredible and they get tons of comments and then they don't do anything else ever again. They posted their one video. That to me is not an impact over time. That's a single piece of impact that fizzled. It's like lighting a match instead of creating a bonfire. Instead, I've also seen clients who don't use trending audio, who don't edit, who don't put on makeup, who don't have a script, and they just shoot off the cuff. They say, here is what I want to talk about, blah, 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 blah. Super themselves. And they're so honest and they're so present and they're so vulnerable and they get so much engagement and they never stop posting because they made it easy for themselves. And they're the people who have massive impact over time because they're taking out all of those reasons that they're not allowed to post. Oh, well, I can't post. My hair doesn't look great. Don't care. Oh, I can't post. I don't have makeup on. Don't care. Oh, I can't post. I don't have trending audio. Don't care. Oh, I can't post because I did this, because I that, because it. Don't care. I want you to post 20 reels this month or next month or the month after that or ever. Or you can tell me to fuck off and you can do your own thing. I'm not the biggest fan of reels myself, but guess what? I'm not in a growth period. I'm chilling. I'm making great money at Team AP without lifting a finger. Dial Zero marketing is blasting off. Me time is getting so much crazier over here. I'm chilling. I don't need to be on reels if I don't want to. Everything in my business right now, this is the best stage of ever in my business because I can just relax and let the machine run itself. But if I was not in that space, you better fucking know I would be on reels every single day. Exactly as I am, trying things out, shooting something and posting it in the moment. If you want to see an example of shooting something and posting in the moment, go check out Me Time. And we're not getting a ton of views. And I don't care because something will pop off and something may not. And maybe we have to shift the strategy or maybe we don't. And at the end of the day, we're good. I'll see you guys next time on another episode of The Unfiltered Entrepreneur. I hope I made you think a little bit today and I hope to see you on Reels.